Right when I started the live stream, I saw a white and a silver and a black car all synced up. And now there's an engine sound synced up with the cars as they sync up again. And then there's a silver truck that was synced up with the black and the silver car. Maybe was the one making the engine sound. Maybe not. I don't know. There's a black car. And there's another black car right behind the black car. It's two black SUVs. And that's it though. I think there's maybe an engine sound synced with them. But anyway, it's just been kind of quiet today. And and yet, like I said yesterday too, I went to the library. And it was just kind of chill all day. There were these guys that were stalking me. Like they were just sitting like in there the whole day too, and they were stalking me. But like they weren't like giving me shit. Like some of the stalkers are it's a bunch of whiteys, and there's one with one headlight, and like a couple other stalkers. But some of them are like nice, some of them are like chill, and some of them are just assholes, you know, and just like creeping, staring at y'all weird and giving you weird looks and shit. Being fucking weirdos. There's 3 red cars right now. And one of them's parking in the parking lot. But yeah, those guys in the library yesterday were chill, and then and then it was just kind of chill all day, except for the weather, which it started raining like right when the library's closing and I'm leaving, and I have to be outside. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, it wasn't a thunderstorm forecasted for the day, but then when it gets to 5 o'clock, there's just thunderstorms and tornado warnings and shit. The tornado siren started synced, I think. But anyway, there's more stalkers right now. There's a truck coming in the parking lot. There's this bird flying around. I think he's syncing up with the truck parking in the parking lot. There's these people that were just standing there by their car after they got out of the red car that pulled up synced with the 2 other red cars. They were just standing there, and then when the truck parked, they all walked away. And then my refrigerator just turned on when I stopped talking. And then there's a car driving out. It's a black car, and then it's syncing with a silver car. It's just syncing perfectly with silver car. And that's it. And there's no other cars out here, just synced up cars. I don't see any other cars, just synced up cars. And there's a whitey and a silver, and another whitey, I think. Is it a whitey? Yep. And then a red truck with a red motorcycle, and a bug flew up in my window at the same time, and then this bird just flew over synced when the whitey synced with the red motorcycle. And then those people are walking by. They're gonna walk by from out of the red car, and when they walk in front of the like they're walking across the parking lot, and when they walk in front of the black truck that parked when they walked away, remember that one? Right when they walked in front of it just now, they got out of the black truck behind them, from my perspective. looking out of the window of my apartment to stalk me with synchronations. With their children. And then this guy is coming. I think he's the guy from the black truck. And then he's gonna do a synced up thing. And then this car is it gonna do a synced up thing? Is parking right as a bunch of other stalkers drive out. It's parking on the side of the street. There's no cars on the street at all, and then right when his car pulls up to park on the side of the street, all these cars drive out. There's just no cars anywhere except sync cars. And then the whitey just synced up with the guy that got out of the car that parked when he walked in, like, into the parking lot. And then there's this engine sound out there, and he's probably syncing up. But yeah, like I was saying though, it was just quiet today though. And like, it's Sunday, so like Sundays usually pretty chill most of the day. But it's just been no, like, I haven't heard any coughing or people walking in the hall or anything. Haven't heard any engine sounds or anything, but then just a minute ago before I started recording, there's this engine sound. And I was like, oh yeah, there's stalkers out there. And I almost forgot. Like, I almost like sometimes I almost like forget that there's stalkers out there. And then I'm like, oh yeah, everyone's a stalker out there. That's weird. What's up with that? Because in my day-to-day reality, I don't be stalking people. So like, I just live life regular, but nobody else out here does, I guess. They just do it stalkered up. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Because that's weird as fuck to do that. I don't know why, dude? And this car just drove by. I think he was thinking of these birds, and they got out of this car, out of this silver car that parked when a black car drove through the intersection. And then he walked around the car, and a white truck drove out through the intersection. And then they're gonna come back around at a synced up moment, and then this black car drove out, synced up with the whitey, and then he synced up with the red car, the black car, and then they're just standing by the silver car. So some moment they're probably just standing by the silver car waiting for some car to drive by so they can walk away from the sync. Like right now when a white truck gets or a silver truck, something. Right when a truck got to the intersection, they're walking away from the car. Like just standing there for like 30 seconds. Just standing there. And there's two silver cars and there's two whiteys. And then there's another stalker. Is it silver? Yeah, it was silver with the other silvers. It was the silvers. And then someone walked into the hall earlier and a frequency shot in my ear at the same time. And it was it was like really intense and like more like more audible than usual. And then there's Whitey syncing up with car, I think. This bird is flying up, and was he a sync bird? I don't know. Thought he was gonna do a sync bird thing. I saw a couple of sync cats this morning before I was recording. I know it sounds insane, but it is. That's because it is insane that there's sync cats walking around synced. And I've caught it on video too, and I've caught many sync birds on video. Like the one that flew up in my face right as the car hit their lock button, and then I walk up to the intersection and it's a Whitey, and he's doing it again when I walk up to the intersection. Like that video, like the bird flew right at my face right at that moment, and then flew away from me. And then there's a few videos of the cats, and there's this one cat, this orange cat that I always see, or I used to always see. I haven't seen him in a while, but I have several videos of that cat syncing up and other cats. And someone just came in the hallway, and I think he was synced up with these cars on the street. And it was black and silver. Yeah, I saw the sync cats. Like one was sync of the intersection. Oh, and then the other day I saw another sync cat where like I walked by these children. And I wasn't really sure if they were doing stalker things. but but they kind of looked like they were. And then like sometimes you don't. There's Whitey with this red truck that just drove by me. He's driving out of the parking lot with the Whitey, and then syncing with the Whitey again. And then he's syncing with another car. But yeah, I walked by these children the other day on the sidewalk, and then I walk up to the intersection, and there's this cat, and he's walking in front of me at the corner of the house. And then when I walk up to like he's just standing there, like at the edge of the sidewalk. Like he just stops. He's just standing there at the edge of the sidewalk. And I'm like, he's gonna walk away right when I walk up to the intersection, right? Like I didn't say that out loud, but I'm like, and I wasn't recording it or anything. But I'm like, he's gonna walk away right when I walk up to the intersection, right? And then he did. He's a Saint cat. I just see a lot of Saint cats, and I've seen Saint dogs walking around by themselves. And they're like, if someone's walking the dog by, the dog will take a piss right next to me or whatever. in sync dogs barking, sync birds chirping. It's like fucking Westworld out here. There's a bunch of sync heads driving by, synced up as I'm talking. There's a bunch of red cars and the silver cars and the whiteys, and the silver cars and the silver and black cars and the white cars and black truck. And I think these birds might have been chirping, synced with black truck driving out. They're like close by and they're just chirping right as this truck drives out. Seemed like synced up bird chirping, but they definitely do. Like sometimes, I don't know, are they? Or like sometimes I see people and I'm like, are they doing a synced up thing or am I just overthinking it? But then they do 10 more synced up things. And I'm like, yup, I knew it. And then every time I see that person from that point on, they're doing synced up things. Every time I see them. And then when I went to Walmart this morning, I'd record at Walmart, but they don't. But they got the no record policy there, so I'm not trying to get kicked out of Walmart. But they go hard in Walmart. I was in there this morning, or they just go hard when I'm not recording too. In general, like they'll just do weirder shit. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna say is on the way to Walmart, there was a guy on a bike after the two seen cats. The other one I saw at the Freemason building, and I mean, I assume he was a seeing cat because he was just walking, he was just sitting in front of the Freemason building and then walking away when I walked by it. I think it was a seeing cat. But anyway, there's this guy on a bike and he just rolls out of the bushes as I'm walking up to the intersection and just comes out on the street. Like there's no cars on the street anyway. It's like 5:30 a.m. You know, like, it's just quiet. There's no cars anywhere, whatever. And he just like comes out of the shadows and comes out on the street. And then as I'm crossing the street, he rides through the intersection and rides like right behind me when I walk by the center of the street. And like, I don't know, they'll just like get more in my face when I'm not recording, I guess is the best way to put it. Or like usually, like generally speaking, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. And a lot of times when I start recording, my neighbor was just talking synced with his car parking in the parking lot. He's talking synced again. But a lot of times when I start the camera, they'll just like they'll all be out stalking me hardcore, and then they'll just disappear when I pull the camera out for like the first few minutes of the video. And then they'll drive by in the distance a bunch of times where like only I can see it. I can't zoom in, like unless I keep my camera zoomed in down the street. Or like what if like they'll just drive far away to the side of me or whatever, and they'll just do shit that I can't really catch on camera, or like make really subtle sound effects or whatever. But then after like 5 minutes in the video or whatever, they'll start to come out more, and then they'll all be out in hordes again. But they'll still like try to do shit that like is hard for me to capture or whatever. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like they're more like in my face when I'm not recording. Most of the time. Or like they'll be making these weird ass sound effects or whatever, and then like I'll turn my camera on to record it, and they'll stop all of a sudden or whatever. Well, we got a black truck and a silver car and another black truck and these people walking up and another silver truck and then a blue van and then the silver car in the parking lot is driving away as they walk into the building with the blue van driving behind him, and then when the blue van drives around the last corner, someone is walking out around the same corner of the building. And then there's other cars driving out stalkered up after that. And it's a whitey truck and other stalkers. And like all those cars, all the black and silver cars were just all driving the same direction. And then the last car in the stock parade was the blue car. And then the silver car in the parking lot was syncing with the blue car with the people walking the building. And they just came back out of the building now. And it was right as my refrigerator clicked, and then there's other cars on the street synced up. And they're like looking, they're pointing, they're doing pointy things, I think. And they're like looking in the direction of my apartment. Stalkers love to point. It's like a favorite stalker activity to point. It's just so much fun to go out pointing on people. And then they're taking off out of the parking lot, synced up with cars on the street. They got in two separate cars, and they're syncing up cars on the street. Are they gonna park again? They're both parking again on the other part of the parking lot. And then there's a tail lift syncing up at the intersection with cars. And then they're getting out of the cars in the parking lot again. They're hitting their lock button as the tail lift drives around the last corner. And then they're gonna walk across the parking lot again. And they're gonna go back in the building and they're gonna do it all synced up. Are they gonna point again? What are they gonna do? The one guy is walking with one hand in his pocket, and there's a whitey driving by in the background. I think it was a sinkhead. Then they're going to the door of the building. And this bug flew in my window right when the door closed, and a cop is driving through the intersection. And then the cop synced up with this silver car, I think. And then there's a whitey syncing with a red and a blue car. Those are stalkers. And again, it's just no cars at all except all the cars that are synced up. Except like a few of them that are questionable, but are probably synced up because they're like behind the other synced up cars. But you never know. One of them might be a TI, just a regular person that's mixed in with all the synced up cars. I just think about if I and another TI cross paths on the sidewalk, they would probably they probably do this. I would bet money on it that like if a TI walks by me on the sidewalk, they're gonna have a whitey driving by at the same time to make me think that it's a stalker. Oh, there's a black and a silver car right now. Shit's so dumb, bro. Oh my god, a black and a silver car again. Wow. What next? A red and a blue car? Haven't seen that a trillion times every day. That would be shocking. Here's the silver car. He's gonna meet this other car at the intersection. Oh, it's a red car. They met perfectly at the intersection though. This bird flew up at the same time and landed. I think it was synced up with them. And there's a guy on a bike and he's going around the corner right as a whitey meets a tan car at the intersection and it syncs up with another whitey. All these other cars driving out. And then I think I saw another tan and white sync. Well, yeah, you live in a town next to a road full of cars driving to their destinations. Cars driving past each other means nothing. Well, actually, I think you're wrong because I don't see any other cars on the street except synced up cars. Like they'll be coming from different directions, you know, and like different streets and stuff, but they're just all coming out at the same time and they're usually black and silver together. Like right now is another black and silver car. So no, I think you're wrong. No, I don't think I'm wrong. I think you're wrong because it's just zero cars at all except these cars, and then occasionally there's a bug flying in my window right at the moment that cars sync up, and like right in front of the place. Like say this is the intersection, the bug will be flying right here as they sync up at the intersection. And like I don't see any other bugs either. Like I just see bugs at synced up moments right now when I'm looking out my window. I just see synced up bugs and cars and birds, and that's it. Well, some of the birds are questionable. Like I've seen a few other birds that I don't know if they're synced up. But as far as the bugs right now, it's just every time a bug flies up in my window, it's that synced up moment with the cars that are synced up. And then no other cars at all, except occasionally sprinkled in perhaps. but perhaps a stalker. No, you definitely are wrong, no doubt about it. No, I'm definitely not wrong. No doubt about it. Especially when you look at videos like the one I did this morning, when I'm going out early morning or late night. There's no doubt about it. A lot of those cars this morning, like I didn't catch the license plates because they were driving too fast, but a lot of them are like meeting me at intersections with like a 888. It's like 888 and 86 and 66 and B22 and 3384. No stalkers, not a single stalker in existence. You're crazy. There's no stalkers at all. Like stalking, just in general. Like, there's no such thing as a stalker. Is that what you're saying? I think stalking. I think it's a word because it's a thing that exists. What's this cop car? What is that? A sheriff or something? He's synced up with a whitey truck and another stalker. That was a weird looking cop stalker. Some type of new stalker car. So there's no stalkers. Is that what you're saying though? Like none at all, or there's no gang stalkers. Like be specific. You know they don't have it in the budget to house you in a hospital. You know where they're going to put you. There's a car and there's engine sound with it, and it's black and silver car, and then there's a silver car behind the black car, and then there's a bird flying up synced with it, and then when he drives through the intersection, there's a blue truck and there's a white truck driving in the parking lot at the same time, and then he's driving by me, synced with a bunch of red cars, like 3 red cars, right when the whitey truck drove by me. Well, yes, you live in a town with roads. You will see many different colored cars. You know what? You got me there, man. I don't know what to say. I guess cars meeting at intersections perfectly timed is just normal. I guess you're right. Well, I guess he's right. So that's that. Do you hear voices or no voices? No, I don't hear voices. But the the voice of God technology is real though, so you can go look it up. And it's actual real technology that the military uses. So but I don't hear voices though. I've never had the V2K before. But I do have things projected in my dreams, I think. So I think that that's like a form of V2K. And then like those like put impulses in your thoughts to like look at the clock at 10:33 or whatever, 3:22, stuff like that, or just look out your window right as a cop is driving by. So in a way, I think everyone is getting V2K'd, and like all the stalkers are probably getting V2K'd, and maybe they're getting like V2K instructions. Like, cause some of them I have the AirPods, and some of them will just be walking around with a cell phone. But then some of them don't have either of those things, but they're doing like robotically synced up things though. It's like, how are they doing that? Like, are they getting V2K instructions or something? There's these people on bikes synced up with a black and a silver car. All these other stalkers. This is, uh, it's a whole show just for me. Hold on, guys. Let me go make some more popcorn. Stop stalking for a second. Stop. No, stop stalking. Just for a second, so I can go make some more popcorn. No. Stop driving out more cars. Alright, there's the last two cars right at the same time. Now I can go make some more popcorn and come back and watch 5,000 more hours straight. Oh man, hold on. All these comments by Jason B. Hold on, I gotta read what things he's saying. What's he saying? Do you realize you were sick or no? Yeah, I'm ill cat. Sick. Thanks, bro. It always feels like someone's watching me. Okay, question answered. You know they don't have it in the budget to house you in a hospital. That's a question. So you realize the craziness you're speaking. I'm gonna send you $1 for snack at gas station. Thanks, bro. Their cars just driving past each other. Yeah, I know. Their cars driving past each other. You're right. Right past each other. Right at the corner of the building. At the same time as each other. Like literally right past each other. And if sinking is true, why do they do it? What effects does it cause? Come on, bro, we've been over this. You sit here and watch my channel every day. When you pay attention, you just comment all the time. You don't actually listen. Stop typing. Just listen to what I have to say. And you'll get all the answers to your questions. The cars won't stop you from making popcorn, sicko. But if they don't stop stalking me, then I'm gonna miss the next stalker thing. That's all I'm saying. Like, what was it? What just happened right now? Was it red cars? I didn't see it. They're probably still driving by though, just in case I stand up all of a sudden. There's people with a bike, walking a bike across the parking lot as these black and silver cars drive behind them. Right when I walk up to my window. And then they're sinking around the corner of the building with the whitey. And there's other stalkers with the whitey. Other stalker cars. And then there's a stalker doing a U-turn. I assume he's a stalker. Is he a stalker? Maybe he's not. I think he was stalkered up with the other silver car with his silver car, but I'm not sure. Probably a stalker, and there's a white SUV pulling in the parking lot, and he's turning around, and he's parking, synced up with his bird flying down in front of his car, and then he's backing up again. And then there's a red car. And then there's another red truck driving out on the street when the red car turns around the parking lot. And then he's parking, synced with the red truck going around the other corner. And they're getting out of the whitey at the same time. And then they're walking into the building. And then there's another car in the background. Is it a stalker? Oh, the red truck's coming in the parking lot now. And then he's parking as they get out of the red car, parking behind the red car, and also as the other people walked in the building. So the red truck is parking right as they get out of the red car, which is parked right in front of the red truck. And at the same time as that happening, there were other people were walking in the building. Oh, here comes that sheriff cop car thing again, and the guy is getting out of the red truck at the same time with the orange shirt on. And then there's another red car coming in the parking lot. There's another red car on the street, and there's a blue car on the street. All synced up with each other. And then there's another red car on the street, synced up with the red and blue cars. And then the red car in the parking lot is backing up and parking as they close the door on the red truck finally. They're just standing there with the door open. They were just standing there with the door open on the red truck. They're just standing there for a really long time with the door open on the red truck until right at the moment that the red car parked in front of the red truck again, another red car like next to the other red car. Right at that moment, and right, was it with the cop too? I don't remember. What was it? Something else was happening, I think. But right at that moment, they're closing the door on the red truck finally. Like, it's not normal, man. It's just not. And then they're going in the door of the building now, the people from the red truck. I don't know, they're just doing it right after I walked up to my window. And it's probably synced up with cars on the street. No, I don't need psychological help. They need psychological help. I don't need psychological help. Because I don't just stand by my red truck with the door open for a minute and a half and then close it right as a red car parks in front of my red truck. That's not normal to do that. It's not normal to do that. Or to hit your lock button more than twice. Like to just keep hitting your lock button. Like they'll do that sometimes. Like the first one will be synced or whatever, and then they'll just keep hitting it. And just be like honk, 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 honk. They'll just keep hitting it over and over. Every single person who watches you would agree with me. No, I don't think so. I don't think every single person, bro. Now there's nothing happening. Now it's just nothing right now for like a whole minute or something. Like it's been a while. But there's this black car driving through the intersection right as a bird flies in front of it, and I think that was synced. But then there's nothing again. It's kind of weird. Like it's the middle of the day right now. Like it's kind of weird to see nothing out here. Where'd all the stalkers go? Are they hiding in the bushes waiting to pop out? I mean, there's someone standing out here though, and they might be a stalker, and they might walk in the building stalkered up. But there's these cars stalkering right now. There they are. You're in denial because of your mental condition. No, I'm not in denial about anything. I think you're in denial, bro. What you gotta say about that? No, I'm not. Like, water is wet. No, it's not. Water's not wet. You're schizophrenic. No, dude. Water is wet. You put it on the ground, it splatters everywhere. It's wet. You touch it, it feels wet, it's slippery. You can drink it because it's a liquid, because it's wet. No, it's not, dude. Yes, dude, it is wet. No matter how many times you say it's not wet, it is wet. As fuck. It is like the wettest that you could possibly be is water. Like, water is the wettest thing on earth. Water invented wet. Water is wetness itself. What the fuck are you talking about? Water is not wet. Bruh. Water is fucking wet. Water is wet. No, dude, I don't need help because water is wet. If you tell me that I need help because I say that water is wet, then I don't even know, man. I don't even know what to say to you. There's these 3 red cars driving out, and they're synced up with Whitey, and there's another Whitey. There's 3 red cars just in a row, and then there's a black and silver car with the Whitey. There's just 3 red cars in a row just driving in a stalker parade, though. They just have a whole row of cars driving the same direction up the street. They'll all be the same color, or it'll be like a black car, and then a silver car, and then a red car, and then a blue car. And they're just all evenly spaced, and they're all driving in the same direction up the street. And then right when the blue car drives around the last corner, there's another red car driving out and around another corner. And then there's someone farting at the same time, or whatever stupid thing. I haven't seen a synced farter, but I'm just saying though, they'll probably sync a fart. Like, if they fart, they gotta do it at a synced up moment. Never seen a sync farter though, as far as I know. But I'm sure if they had to fart, they would wait, they would hold it in, and then do it at a synced up moment. They'd just be coughing at synced up moments, and sneezing at synced up moments, and laughing at synced up moments, and talking at synced up moments, and going, woo! At synced up moments. Who said water isn't wet? Why do you use analogy not related to your delusional stories? No, it's not delusional stories. That's the analogy. It's not a delusion. Because water is wet and cars are meeting at intersections. deliberately with deliberate license plate numbers even. And deliberate one headlights and deliberate color patterns. So water is wet. That's what I'm saying. Because it is on every video, every single one of them. Not that I have to argue this point again, like I've already said this a thousand trillion times, but water is wet. Don't hurt any children. When have I ever hurted children? Oh yeah, but I was gonna say when I went to Walmart this morning, they were like bringing out the pallets in front of me, and then like they're wheeling the pallet jack in front of me, because they're like getting the store set up for the day, whatever. Like I got there like right after they opened, you know. So like he's bringing the pallet jack out in front of me, and then right when I would like turn to walk, like I'm walking across the front of the store, and then when I turn to walk to the grocery section, he's parking the pallet jack right at that moment, you know, making a loud sound. And it's like quiet in there too, because there's like not a lot of people in there. And it's like two other people that like walk out in front of me right before that as I'm walking, like right after I walk in the door. And then it's just pallet jack, and then yeah, there's just like a few people in there compared to usual. But usually when I go to Walmart, it's just stalkers on top of stalkers. And a lot of them. And then right when I came out of Walmart, there was a white SUV taking off out of the parking lot in front of me. You a mass shooter? No. I can't even afford a gun, even if I was a mass shooter. But I'm not a mass shooter, though. So, but yeah, then there was a white SUV taking off when I came out, right in front of me when I walk out of the door. And then I don't know, man. It's just always, just cars driving around me. Just always. What else can I say? Like, it's just overkill. Like, it's just too many of them. It's just like, dude. It's just like, dude, why? It's so quiet right now. There's nothing happening right now. Nothing. Nothing happening. But then when I walk up to my window, there's a white and red car syncing up, and another sync hits, and there's an engine sound. And now there's no cars again, and then a car is driving out, and then he's turning in the parking lot as another car is driving through the intersection. And I think they're both silver. And then he's parking in the parking lot, and then they're opening the doors, and then the second guy closes the door as another silver truck drives through the intersection. And it's like two guys getting out of the silver car. And then when they walk up to the edge of the parking lot, there's the other stalker, and then there's other stalkers. And then there's a bird flying in front of the corner of the building right as they walk behind the corner of the building. Right in front of where they're walking behind the corner of the building. I just see that, like if I just look out my window all day, I'll just see that all day is just birds syncing up with cars and people driving around corners of buildings. You see it all day. Birds and bugs flying up in my window. And the birds will either fly by like that or they'll just like fly up in the air and like land. They just do synced up things with the cars. Weird Al. Yeah, it's just quiet right now though. So that's good. I'm just trying to think of things that I didn't mention yet, like things that happened. Because I'm just always forgetting shit, because just one thing after the other after the other. And it's like new shit every day, and it's just weird shit, and it like fluctuates, and then you just do weird shit. And they'll just pick a theme for the day or whatever, or they'll just be planes up the ass, and then there'll be no planes anymore. And then just whatever things they're doing. Glitch my phone out, or just whatever, like. Uh, Shooting frequencies in my ears. Fucking, what else? I saw a synced butterfly this morning too. I see synced butterflies like every day. Like that's just like a really common one. Is butterflies. there's synced flies too, like, and usually, or like last summer, not this summer so far. There's a bug in my apartment right now, but it's probably a sink bug, but I don't know. I think it's a fly, but uh, last summer though, there's just all these flies in my apartment. Like there'd just be a fly in my apartment. I would kill it, and then there would be no flies in my apartment. And then the next day, there's another fly in my apartment again, and I would kill it. And then like it just like kept happening. Like flies would keep coming in my apartment, but like they were synced up flies though. Like they would land on me or fly in my face at a synced up moment. Like I'll just be watching a video on YouTube, and then right when the video ends, a fly is flying in my face, like flying right up in my face, or like buzzing by my ear, or just landing on me or whatever. But I see all types of synced up bugs. I see bugs that just look like some weird alien bug that I've never seen before. Some Pokemon bug that they made up in a lab. But butterflies though is like the most common one, like monarch butterflies especially, and just butterflies in general, and moths. And I see a lot of synced up bees, like occasionally. It could just be a bee flying in front of me when I walk up to the intersection, or a butterfly, or just some weird ass looking bug just flying right up in my face, or flying in front of me, or flying beside me, or whatever, or flying right over my head. Just doing a synced up thing to let me know it's a sync bug right at a crosswalk. And there's no other bugs around, just that one. And then, like I said, one day I didn't catch it on camera. I wasn't recording at the time. And like I'll see shit like this when I'm not recording too. Like it's another thing is like the animals and the bugs will do crazier shit when I'm not recording. Generally, like I've caught a lot of shit on camera, like, but like one day, all these butterflies came up, and they like came from like all different directions, and they're all different types of butterflies. Like one of them's a monarch butterfly, one of them's like a black butterfly, one of them's like a yellow butterfly. I forget what else. And like they're like all different like species of butterfly and like different sizes and shit. And it's like five of them at least, or like six of them, or something. But like they all come up from like all different directions and like fly in front of me, synced and like I forget what else. Like they're just like stalking me though. Just the gang of butterflies stalking me. And I think they synced up with a car or something. I forget what happened exactly, but see weird shit like that all the time. Or like saw these rabbits this morning. There's like right as I'm walking up to an intersection, there's these rabbits standing by the sidewalk, like a group of rabbits, and then there's just one rabbit that's not next to them, but he's on the other side of me. Like as I walk by these rabbits, he's on the other side of me on the curve of the street. And then they walk to the right and he walks to the left of me. It's right as I'm walking up to the intersection too. It's just stalkered up rabbits. Stalking for carrots. Something. But yep. Here's that fly I was talking about. Is he a sink fly? Probably. He just landed on my arm. So I have to get out my fly swatter. I'm gonna have to wait until a synced up moment for him to land and then try to kill him and then try to find the microchip. But I don't got a microscope though, so probably can't see it. Need a microscope to see the barcode on the fly's ass. But, yup. I saw a U-Haul this morning on that video, but I'm not sure if it was a stalker. But usually when I see a U-Haul, it is a stalker. Which is just another one of them. Like another one of those things that I see all the time. That, well, I don't really see it all. Like I don't see it like every day. It's like some things I don't see every day, but every time that I see it though, it's a stalker. Or like 9 times out of 10, like not every U-Haul that I see looks like a stalker. Like that one this morning, um, I don't. As far as I know, it wasn't a stalker. You know what I mean? But like 9 times out of 10, though, when I see a U-Haul, it is a stalker. And then every time I see a yellow Volkswagen Bug, it's the stalker one, and it's meeting me at an intersection. But I don't see it every day. I don't see. I used to see it like every day, like a couple years ago. But I don't see it every day anymore, and I rarely see it anymore. But every time I see it, though, it's a stalker. There's an engine sound outside right now, and it's probably a stalker. Because every time I hear an engine sound, it's a stalker. So 9 times out of 10, when I hear an engine sound, it's a stalker. And then every other time, I'm just like, was it a stalker? Probably. Because every other time I hear an engine sound, it's a stalker. Like this black and silver car right now. And no other cars anywhere. Just a black and silver car right there. But yeah, I haven't heard. Well, there was a fire truck siren last night, or like I heard like a fire truck like horn. But other than that, there hasn't been any, and that was probably a stalker, I would assume. Again, not really sure, but most likely. But yeah, haven't heard a siren though today or yesterday, so I don't think I've heard a train horn either. But I usually just tune that shit out anyway, so there might have been a train horn, I just forgot. But yeah. What else, man? What else happened? I know I'm forgetting something. I gotta be. Because there's always other shit. I don't know, but I'm out.